Okay, first taste of work, I worked in a plumber's merchant, and I hated the boss. He was a cranky old man that shouted at everybody and made everybody's life a misery. If any of you are a cranky old boss, retire. Don't make people's lives a misery. Or change the attitude. Because you've got to love the people you work with, haven't you? You need to get to know the people you work with. You've got to associate with them. Now, with a call centre, we're not talking financial director now or MD of one of the companies. We're talking call centre personnel. Now, you would be in the social hierarchy, probably upper middle class, most of you, facilities managers. How many bankers have we got here? I looked on the list of delegates. There was loads of bankers here. You're not admitting it, are you? Yeah, you know I'm coming to get you. Okay. You're all facilities managers. There are no bankers whatsoever. Anyway, wisdom, the Welsh Assembly who were organising this grant were going to pay me £30 a visit. Now, I had to jump on people because I'd always been in central heating and I could tell you any boiler that's been installed since 1960, tell you what it is, what its life expectancy is it shot, is it good, has it got legs or not, and I can just write the order up. Whereas the Welsh Assembly had to retrain all their insulation salesmen in the ways of central heating. Not an easy task. Loft insulation is easy. You've got that much, you need that much. What's the bit in the middle? Cavity wall insulation, a little bit more technical, but not rocket science. Central heating, that's a bit more involved. And I'd always been in central heating since I'd left school. So I could get in and out of a customer a lot faster, didn't have to clamber underneath the boiler and find a serial number or a plate or something with some instructions on it. I knew what it was by looking at it. So the guy that was doing it before me used to work for Swansea City Council, and he would see 3 customers a day, 2 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon. I would do 15. Because I'd ring them the night before and plan where they were going to be. He didn't start his day till he'd had his cup of tea in the office in the morning. I'm on the phone till 9 o'clock at night. Are you in tomorrow? Lovely. I'll be there at 3 o'clock. And every half an hour, I had a customer. And the calls are all close together. You don't want to be driving all points of the country, because time behind the wheel of the car, you're burning petrol, not earning money. And you want to be earning, not burning. Because I'm self-employed now, £30 a time. Watch me go. 15 a day, 450 quid a day, marvellous. And it got better than that, from earning nothing at all to earning £450 a day, and you think, it doesn't get much better than this. Thanks a bunch. And then Swansea Council come along. Nev, understand you're doing a lot of grants. We get £300,000 from the Welsh Assembly every year for this grant. Aye. To insulate our houses, not for central heating, unless they got coal. If they got coal central heating, we can convert it to gas. But for insulation. And guess what? Every year they were sending it back, untouched. Absolutely useless. Can you help me spend it? Oh, let me think. I'll try my best. So now, you know, for a period of time, I spent the money in about 12 weeks. Earned 30 grand in 12 weeks, thanks very much, from being on your backside. Hey, keep on coming. Right? So, all because the council couldn't plan things. And proper planning prevents piss poor performance, which I tell all the kids. You get a good Monday, you will have a good week. Fundamentals of selling. In what you do, you know, if you have a good Monday, you're going to have a good week. Get your first call right on a Monday morning. Organise your first call, hit it, get your first sale under your belt on a Monday morning, you're going to have a good Monday. When you have a good Monday, you'll have a good week. Because it's all up there, psychological. So in the call centre with the kids, if they got ringbacks, ring them back on a Monday. Get a good Monday in. Make sure you get a good Monday. And you'll have a good week. All up there. Anyway, so my first taste of work wasn't good, but I learned that nasty bosses don't get anything. They can be as strict and as ruthless as they like. They don't get the best out of people. Getting the best out of people is loving them. Giving them the tools to do their job, the tools they need to do their job, and then watch them do it. A little bit of monitoring. Because nobody comes into work on a Monday morning thinking, I'm going to do a crap job this week. Everybody's trying to do their best. So you've got to enable them to do their best, haven't you? Right? So how many people have got people under them? Can I have a just show of hands? You know, you've all got employees under you, all right? Do you take them out for food once a month or anything? Do you engage with them? You do you? We've done this today, I take it, have we? You know, with the kids in the call centre, I have my beliefs. You know, I know a lot of where they're coming from, and some of them are fine. Some of them come in, they've got A-levels, they've got a degree. At one time, we had 700 kids in the call centre, 50 of them had degrees. We had a first-class maths degree, a 2-1 in pure maths. They can't get jobs, not in Swansea. So I've always said to people that join the call centre, if you want to be a teacher, there was one pilot couldn't get a job. He was, you know, he's a trained pilot. You know, if you want to go and work for BA, that's great. Work hard while you're here. I'll train you to sell, and then I'll bless you on your way. If you're going to be a teacher in 3 months' time, I don't care. Go and look after the kids, bless the kids, do everything you can for those kids that are under your care, and I'll bless you on the way. But learning to sell will always stand them in good stead. You may not believe me. A good salesman is never unemployed. He'll sell himself at an interview. Number one, you wouldn't have a partner if you didn't sell yourself to somebody and pretend to be nice for 5 minutes. Would you? We're all selling ourselves, right? Now, for this project here, I mean, my normal spiel is all about sales and sales techniques and closing lines. My old sales manager used to tell me, if you see a beautiful blonde at the bar and you don't go and ask her out, guess what? She's not going to go out with you. You have to ask. And similarly, when you're selling, you have to ask for the order. And my line was always, after giving all the spiel, which is, I'll explain about benefits when we come on to the sales bit, but are you happy with that then? You know, so just a closing line. So you happy with that? And when they say, yeah, marvellous, right, what I'll do now then, and you finished it off. As soon as they say yes, that's it, closed, finished, write up the order, that's your lucrative selling time, and bugger off fast. Next call. Okay? So, okay. Right, so what do I look for in a person? We've gone through all sorts of different techniques of employing, because in call centres you will have 100% churn per year on average. And then 2 years later they'll come back. All right, it's just the grass is always greener, or their mates have moved and so they want to go and work with their mates or whatever. So my employment techniques have been as bizarre, and needless to say, the program pick up the bizarre, where I will walk somebody through the call centre. You want a job? Yes, I want a job. That's the first thing. Do they want the job? Or are they just coming because they won't get their dole if they don't apply for 6 jobs a month? Do you want the job? Yes, I want a job. I've been unemployed 6 months. I hate it. Great. Come with me. Hey, chickenhead, you fancy her? And let's watch the reaction. Do they go, ooh, or do they laugh? The ones I want are the ones that will go, you must be on drugs, and give it back to me. Yeah, I want that resilience, because they're going to get abused on the phones. Now, HR have come up with all sorts of different graphs. They want a stable extrovert. So you can have introvert, extrovert, and you can have on one line of the graph, and you can have stable and unstable on the y-axis. So they want stable extroverts. Guess what? It didn't work. Because as soon as they read all this, they will blag their way through a form and they'll all come out as stable extroverts. Yet you know some of them got massive issues. And it was coming out in the call centre that he was being obstructive and a nuisance and putting other people off their work. And he was difficult to manage. So I made him manager of the football team. Right, now let's see how you do it, trying to get this lot into some assembly of organised athletes, So at the end of it, he came into work wearing a shirt and tie. Because his attitude had just changed because of a responsibility. He totally cocked up the task. And we ended up losing to the Cardiff call centre. And it hurt. And everything in me wanted to take over. Chicken head, you plonker, get out the way, right? But you can't. You've got to sometimes let them fail, haven't you? All right? But the end result got there. So anyway, I will regularly do a thing where the best-selling team, and a team could be 8 people or 16 people, if they have an exceptional day, I'll take them out for lunch on a Friday. A couple of bottles of wine, they'll come back to work half cut, and they love it. Okay? What motivates these kids? It's not the same as what motivates you and I. I grew up in a stable family. I had 2 brothers, one older, one younger. We could make a game out of anything. We were always outside playing. We were always down the park getting muddy. But, my childhood was tremendous. Now, some of these aren't. And it's some of the things that I think are alien to the kids in the call centre. It's a different generation. I think, they call it new millennials or Generation X. I was a baby boomer in category. And I'm looking around, there's a lot of baby boomers here. And to understand the Generation X and the new millennials, it's an art. Because you've got to try and figure out how they think. And they just don't think like we think. For example, let's just say they take home £1,000. Now, Chicken Head could take home £2,500 this month. He's had a good month. Commissions and everything, so do well on commissions, you're earning big money. But let's just say they take home £1,000. They're going to spend 60 quid on fake tans, at least. At least. Right? They're going to spend £30 on nails. The girls, sometimes the boys. Pedicures, £30. Tattoos, £70 to £100 to finish off the sleeve. By the time they tattoo their sleeve, it's £2,500. And they're taking home £1,000 a month. £1,000 a month, yeah. And you think, well, why do you do that? Because this is what is vitally important to them to be socially acceptable with their peers. I used to go to school with my hair cut by my mother and a jumper knitted by my nan. I mean, if kids went to school looking like that, they'd be absolutely ridiculed these days. But that's the way it was with our generation. Not anymore. Your hair has to be perfect. Girls will spend a fortune on hair pieces and extensions and nails and fake tans. Boys will spend a fortune on fake tans, I'm telling you, and tattoos, and girls have tattoos. And half their wages goes on that. By the time they get their wages, they hit town, a couple of big nights, and after the first week, it's gone. Now they've got to scrounge their way through the rest of the month. So it is totally alien. If I dropped you in the call centre and said, go manage that lot. It's hilarious, right? It is. It's howling, absolutely howling. Anyway, whether it's the football team, speed dating nights, we've just had a table tennis tournament, just so I could show them that the old fart could still win. We've had tennis tournaments. You know, there's all sorts of things that we would have as part and parcel of our working environment. And I know you talked about, somebody talked about work-life balance. I don't have one. Everything is life. That's my philosophy on it. Whether you agree or not is immaterial. I've got 9 seats at the Liberty Stadium, the magnificent Liberty Stadium. Now, I will raffle those out in the call centre. Whoever gets these sales, you can have 2 tickets. Take a friend, take your missus, whatever, and I'll take them to the Liberty Stadium to watch a game. Now we've got Man United coming to town, and Chelsea and Arsenal. And boy, you should see them fighting to get those tickets. But it's all part and parcel of involving them. You mentioned charity. I'm going to leap around again now. We have charity days. We've got one on Thursday coming up, which is tomorrow. It is. Because it's Wednesday today, all day. Right. Tomorrow, we're having a back-to-school day. So I'll be dressed as a headmaster in a cape and gown. The kids in the call centre will be dressed up as school kids and whatever. Sometimes it gets a bit kinky, but there we are. You know, you get the St. Trinian's lot, but it's good fun. Now, we always give our money to straight to the person that needs it. I've been involved in charities for many, 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 many years. And a lot of them are corrupt, believe it or not. I've been out to Albania and Romania with lorries to see the stuff being filched by people that belong to the charity. And you think, what the hell's going on here? I've just driven halfway around the world for this. And my stuff's being sold on the black market. And it happens. The biggest, I'm cynical, but what about the Diana Memorial Fund? People gave millions of pounds when Diana died. Where the hell did the money go? They built something in Hyde Park, didn't they? It never worked and got condemned by health and safety. Where's the rest of it? There was millions. The government appointed some massive accountancy firm to look after the fund. I bet they did. So I'm very cynical about where I give my money. Now, what we've done a lot of is children that are sort of 3 years old that can't walk, need to go to America for an operation. The parents are trying to raise £40,000 to £50,000 to get their kids over to America for an operation so they can walk. Here you are. There's your money. Because parents don't generally rip off their kids, do they? Unless you're Macaulay Culkin. All right, so that's generally what we do with charities. We've got a charity Christmas single coming out this year, which you've all got to download. It's crap, but you've got to download it. It's the call centre singing Mr. Brightside in C sharp, and on the flip side is our song SWSWSWN. Now, some of you may know what that means. It's something I drum into the call centre kids. When they're getting obscenities down the phone, don't take it personally. Maybe their dog's just died. Maybe their wife upset them last night. Maybe they haven't had sex for a week. I don't know. Whatever it is, right? They're grumpy, they're cranky. They've told you to F off. Don't take it personally. Just remember, dust it off. SWSWSWN. Some will, some won't. So what? Next. It's just a job. Get on. Put a smile on your face before you dial. Smile as you dial. My old sales manager used to tell me, think of something that really makes you laugh before you knock a door. Now, when I was in my young 20s, my older brother had started to lose his hair. There it is. Sorry to bother you. Okay, so just a few basics, you know, of how to handle customers with obscenities. And SWSWSWN goes a long way. And on the first program, I even found myself saying it to a young girl who'd been bitterly hurt in love, thought that this was the one, and it was a soldier. And she caught him being unfaithful on Facebook and text and things, and her world had come to an end. So I quoted to her, look, it's not the end of your life. You know, she's there, my life is over, crying for 6 days. No, your life's not over, right? Believe me, your life's not over. SWSWSWN, get on. And you might think, that's harsh. But we had a letter in a couple of weeks after the show went out from her parents. Thank you very much for kicking her up the arse. Was basically what it said. That's exactly what she needed. Because I knew that's what she needed, but most employers wouldn't do that. They'd go down the HR route and cuddle them and give them time off or whatever, rather than jump in with your size 12s, kick them up the arse and get on. So we organised a speed dating. I organised a speed dating night, right, okay? There's a few people here now that are unlucky in love. Let's have a speed dating night. And guess what? She falls in love again and instantly forgets the soldier. You know it, okay? So it was a great success. It's just one of those things that we've done in order to get the camaraderie there, to get the love to them. And some of these kids, and I'm telling you, some of these kids have never been loved, not even by their parents. As part of our payroll, we pay a basic wage. What we pay is £8.05 an hour, which in Swansea is pretty good for that sort of demographic. It's crap in London, but in Swansea it's okay. Now, we don't pay a straight £8.05. We'll say, right, you get £6.50 a week, £6.50 an hour. You turn up on time every day. You've got a finger scan to clock in. You turn up on time every time all week, and we'll give you £1.55 attendance bonus. That's the basics of it. That's the basics. You've got to get them to work on time, because on a Monday morning, if you don't do that, you'll start the shift with half a floor. I'm telling you, that is how it is. So you've got to make them do it. So apart from all the fun and frivolities, you know, we once a month we'll have a charity day, then we'll have fun days. I've got to grab a grand machine. So it's like a shower cubicle with a big blower. You open a slide, put some money in, it blows everywhere. They've got mittens on, and everybody's laughing like hell as they're trying to grab some money, blowing all over the place. It's just fun, all right? Whenever they win a sales campaign, we never just hand them the prize. It's two people from different teams will win, and then they've got to do a paper, scissors, stone, or they've got to do a competition. All right? You've got to keep it fun. You've got to keep it active. You've got to keep it moving. You want an environment? I got music playing in the background all the time. Every time Mr. Brightside comes on, I'm out there singing. Oh, look, he's lost the plot again. But it puts a smile on their face. Hayley comes round with the teas and the sweets. Sweets will give them energy, ease them up a bit. Get the ease in them. Get the energy levels up. Keep the smile on the face. You know, because Hayley, as soon as she comes out on the floor, everybody's laughing like hell. Oh, shit, here she comes again. Crashed the trolley today, Hayley. She needs a license to drive the trolley. She keeps crashing it. I've gone through 3 sets of T-Eards because she just crashed them. How do you crash a tea trolley? Am I lying, Hannah? I'm not. Tell you the truth, right? Great fun. So, music playing in the background, games and prizes. Come the last week of the month, I'll pin fivers to the board. Then you watch them go. Because by now, they are skint. So, you know, a few drawing pins with fivers, get 3 deals, have a fiver. Watch them go. Works every time. Breakout rooms. Hayley is now in the throes of painting the new canteen. We've enlarged the canteen, so it's now a breakout room. Now, if you watch the program, you may have seen the fag butt picking up episode, where we had a no-smoking campaign. And mitigated disaster, didn't work at all, but some of them gave up for, you know, a few days, and then they were having sneaksies. And anyway, if I caught them having sneaksies, they were going to get a pair of marigolds and a black bag, and they were picking up the fag butts around the car park, right? So in the end, just about everybody was picking up fag butts. You know, no willpower whatsoever, and the concentration span of a gnat, and the breaking strain of a Kit Kat. So that's what we got. Anyway, so in order to woo them away from fag break, so They get 2 sales, they get a fag break. You watch them go for that first 2 sales first thing in the morning so they can have their fag break. But after that, they can have 5 minutes or 10 minutes in the breakout room instead if they have 2 sales. So we got pool, table tennis, foosball, Nintendo Wii with a dance mat, and Hayley has designed the new breakout room and she's painting it lime green. We're retiling the kitchen. Lime green tiles. Ouch. But that's what she wants. I'll let her have it. Does it matter? I'll put my posters around the place as well, that, you know, our staff are our greatest asset. And we train our staff to look after our customers. Stuff that they got to be drummed into. So if they're in the breakout room, they're looking at these posters all the time. And you're just trying to stay one step ahead of them all the time. But it's good fun. Okay. Leadership. To lead is to serve. You serve the people under you. When we started the call centre, it's just too big now, so I have tea ladies to do it. But when we had sort of 70 people in the call centre, and I was there till sort of 7 o'clock at night on the phones, trying to do deals, trying to sort things out. And I'd go out to see the call centre and I'd take some sweets round myself. Come on, eat yourselves up for the last hour. Let's get going. And then, guess who'd load the dishwasher? Me. You know, I'll own the company, but I'll load the dishwasher too. Because there isn't a snowball's chance in hell that one of these kids could get off their arse and put their cup in the dishwasher. And if it's not there for the following morning, when the cleaner comes in, the morning shift didn't have any clean cups. They were all over the desks in some filthy state. So I did it myself. And then as we grew, part of the tea lady's duty, keep the canteen clean and keep the dishwasher going. Marvellous. All these bonuses from having a tea lady. But that's serving them. You know, some will appreciate it, some will abuse it. I don't care. I will lead from the front. I'll enthuse them. I'll charge them up. But I'll also mop up after him if I got to. Yeah? There we are. I walk the floor. Always told, walk the floor. Keep yourself in front of people. My office was like a goldfish bone, a glass office. Call centre out there, one of the call centres was out there. But visibility. People must see you. I think that's important, you know, to be seen, to be a part of them. It's important. They get to know me. Even though we're a bigger size now, next week I've got 5 minutes with Nev slots. So they've all got, the whole call centre will come in, sit opposite me in the boardroom table for 5 minutes. Tell me what you've got to say, any problems, what are your aspirations, what you want to be. Where do you want to be in 5 years, 2 years, 1 year? With me, not HR. This is straight with me. So they've got 5 minutes to impress me if they want to be a team leader. All right? So it's just trying to be a little bit different, trying to engage them, trying to be, although I am totally alien to their way of life, but trying to be a part of their life and trying to understand their life. Because it's different. Arm wrestling. Did anybody see the arm wrestling episode? Yes. Guy had failed the interview for a promotion. It's only, you know, the show said he was 19, I think he was about 22 at the time. But anyway, he was in the gym every day, and he knew that I regularly used to beat anybody that wanted to arm wrestle me. What I haven't told him is when I had the plumbers merchants, we used to have containers of radiators coming across from Ireland and Italy, and we had to handball them into the stores. Now, when you're carrying radiators across your arm, 3,000 at a time, year after year after year, I've never lost an arm wrestle. So they can go to the gym and they can pump steroids and they can have great big arms. I don't care. You're not going to win. So Robinson comes up and says, Nev, if I can beat you in an arm wrestle, can I have a promotion? Yeah. So the whole call centre's watching this. Robinson's going for a promotion, arm wrestling Nev. all the best. Somebody say go. Are you going? So, just a little bit different. I've had, in the new starters group, there was 2 kids, big lads. And I walked past them, they got great big arms, big arms. I'm a cage fighter. Really? I heard the hamster kick Chittery in the last bout. Fancy an arm wrestle? Think you can beat an old fart for £1? £1, he says. Puts a 20 down. One born every minute, isn't there? But what it does, with lads particularly, girls don't work like this. Girls, when they turn the tears on, I'm stuffed. I've lost it, I grew up with brothers, I know how boys tick. Now, with boys, at that sort of age, they want to take on the big buck. The young buck wants to take on the big buck. And all of a sudden it's, get down, know your place, get in the pecking order, understand who's boss, me. And they understand. Girls don't. I just get lost with girls. Sales. And I've got the art of selling. Is it a science? Is it an art? A lot of people say selling is an art. I can prove to you it's a science. The more numbers you dial, the more people will answer. The more people you talk to, the more people will say yes. Thank you very much. The more people say yes, the more we're going to earn, the more commission you can have. Thanks very much. That's mathematics. That's a science. All right, the art of it is you sell benefits. You don't sell the washing machine. You sell the 1500 spin speed with dryer clothes, which means that you don't get all this condensation when you dry them on the radiators. Whatever, right? It's the benefit. It's the which means that. So with cavity wall and loft insulation, the benefits are, you're going to save £300 a year, madam, off your gas bill, which means you'll have more money for Christmas or a better holiday. So it's the which means that is the benefit. You're living on a main road. It soundproofs. So it does soundproof, which means that you're going to sleep better at night. It fireproofs. Totally fire resistant, which means that you're safer if next door goes up in flames, right? And on it goes, right? So you're more comfortable. It keeps you cooler in the summer as well as warmer in the winter. You're more comfortable throughout the year, which means you're going to sleep better at night again. All right, benefit, 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 benefit. And it's free. So you happy with that? Oh, yeah. Marvellous. What I'm going to do now, so you ask for the order after going benefit, 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 ask for the order, thanks very much, tell them what you're going to do, sign it up, next house. Okay? With sales, on telephone sales, it's benefit, 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 benefit. You happy with that? What we'll do now then, I'll have a look in the diary and I'll get a surveyor to call round and see you, because it's all making appointments for people to visit to do it properly. And the government grants and away to go. You learn about buy-in signals. You're not sales, are you? But a buy-in signal is if you go into a shop and you're looking at something and you say, how much is that? That's a buy-in signal. You're interested because you just asked how much it is. All right? So beware, because sods like me will come and close you down after that. All right. Feel, felt, found. What's feel, felt, found, you might say? It's objection handling. Cavity wall insulation. Benefit, 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 benefit. Then comes an objection. I hear it causes damp. I understand how you feel, sir. My brother felt the same a few years ago. But when he analysed it, what he found was, so you empathise with them, you align yourself to their way of thinking, and then you rejig it to say, but you're wrong, in a nice way. So, bits of sales, ask for the order. If they put the phone down, you tell you to F off, SWN, put a smile on your face, get going, get back in the race. I probably have learnt as much from the call centre as they've learnt from me, in a totally different way of life. Generation Xers are deemed to be the first generation that will earn less than their parents. They will not attain and achieve as much as their parents. Something's gone wrong in that. But that's the way it is. They're not expected to earn as much as us. I think that I know that we have enhanced lives in our workplace. And I know that my life has been enhanced by getting to know some of the characters that are around us. And some of them come to work and they're good, steady people and they've got their A-levels or their degree and they work hard and diligently. But then you've got the characters as well. And I have benefited immensely by getting to know them. It has been a privilege at times. So if they have dreams, if they want to be a pilot, I would even encourage them to be a pilot. I would pay for them to have flying lessons if they could achieve something for me. And I always encourage them to follow their dreams. You know, in a town like Swansea, it matters. So there we are. In conclusion, for the Generation Xers and the new millennials, love them or lose them. And that's it. Thank you very much.